right, we'll welcome in Khris Broussard now. Khris, the Bucks pulled one out without Giannis there most of the game. You think they can possibly win this series if Giannis can return from that sprained ankle?
It'd be nice, but there's no way. This is over. Obviously, no team has come back from a 3-0 deficit. It's over. I mean, it's as simple as that. Let me credit the Bucks. First of all, Giannis, he played exceptionally well during his 11 minutes out there. He showed heart just to get out there on that bad ankle. We'll see if he can come back in the series. Credit the rest of the Bucks. Khris Middleton, we've all wanted him to step up. He finally did. They showed great pride. But, and you usually don't hear a team admit this, it sounds like an excuse, but it's really just an explanation. The human tendency, human nature is to let your foot off the gas. The Miami Heat relaxed when Giannis was gone, and they thought they had it in the bag, and then when they tried to come back, things just were what they were, and they couldn't do it. I'd be surprised, not shocked, if the Bucks won Game 5, but I'd be shocked if they pushed it to a Game 7. But I think Miami comes out, closes them out in Game 5. They're too well coached. They're too tough of a matchup for Milwaukee, and they're too hungry and disciplined to let Milwaukee come back and win this series.
All right, so two things, Broussard. First one is I won't go as far as you as to say this is over because the bubble is different. No team's ever come back from 3-0 down. Only 3 teams have ever even forced a Game 7 down 3-0. But part of that reason is all of those teams would have had to go on the road multiple times to win games. That doesn't exist now. And we've already seen 3 of the 12 series we've played in the bubble flip. We saw a 3-1 series flip. We saw 2-0 Houston-OKC flip to where OKC almost won. And we might be in the process of seeing Toronto-Boston at 2-0 seem like it's over. Almost at 3-0, one shot away. And now that series might have flipped. So I don't give the Bucks a great chance, but I don't give them 0% chance if Giannis can come back. But the only chance they have, if Giannis comes back, is if Mike Budenholzer either has a lobotomy or a come-to-Jesus moment with every coach in the history of sports. There's a lot of reasons coaches have blown series. Usually, you want to go to baseball, it's you trust your star too much. Grady Little, Pedro, go back out there. Terry Collins, Matt Harvey, you can have the ball. I've never seen a coach potentially lose a series because he refuses to play his guy. Giannis, before the injury, was averaging 35 minutes a game in this series. Hadn't played a single game with 40 minutes this postseason. And after Game 3, Bud was like, I think 35, 36 minutes is really pushing the ceiling. Well, here's who it's not pushing the ceiling for. Can we show this, please? Here's guys who've played at least 40 minutes in a playoff game. That's just page 1. And all those guys have done it multiple times. Show page 2. There's another bunch of guys. You lost Game 2 by 2 points. Giannis played 35 minutes. You took Giannis out of the game, Bud, in the fourth quarter in Game 4 when Miami was on a run. I understand that Miami's got a great defense for Giannis. They've been effective. Your only chance is him playing heavy minutes. And Brandon, he's refused to do it. It's as bad. Oh, go ahead, Wilds. Wilds, what's up?
Well, Wilds is ready to jump in there. He's got a bum ankle. His ankle's hurt Game 3. Twists, he's like, I can go back out. Goes back out, screaming in pain. It wasn't like, I got to take the rest. He's on the ground screaming in pain. And now you want him to play 40 minutes? You think Coach Bud is 0-39? Like, let's play our star 40 minutes and see what happens. You think that's a decision he's going to make or should make?
I'll tell you this
he's
much.
Capable
who's
of doing
training
it.
Staff? Of course he is. Luka turned his ankle like that. He's playing 40-plus minutes. It's nonsense.
They don't have
Game
Middleton.
3, he
let Middleton play 40-plus minutes.
Yep. Of course, Brandon.
Middleton played 40-plus minutes. He's capable of doing it.
But this isn't.
Nick.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I can no longer watch a game without counting minutes. The entire first game and second game, all I did was go to the box score and see how many minutes Giannis Middleton was actually racking up. Because of you. You are really taking this thing to a whole nother level. Like, I just don't get it. Why can't Giannis just play 35, 36 minutes? It worked for them in the regular season.
Because it's not the regular season, and that's not what stars do. And Wilds, you look perplexed, but this is Game 3. He was not on limited minutes because of his ankle. He hurt his ankle early in the first half,
I know that.
and then was playing fine. So they are in this position.
And then what happened Game 4?
Because Bud is doing. Game 4, he turned his ankle. You think that? But you know what? They'd be in much better position if in Game 4 they were down 2-1 or up 2-1, which they might have been had they played him. Then maybe you could give him Game 5 off. But if you rest him, if you're like, no, he's the future of the franchise, he is the future of the franchise. Somebody else's franchise, because he's going to leave. Like, he wants to play. And you should let him play if he wants to. Like, this is Broussard. This is Go ahead, Jenna.
Maybe Broussard, there's a little. Okay, go ahead.
Let me explain Nick right now. Now I picked the Bucks in 7, so I'd love it if they came back and won. But Nick picked the Bucks to win the East. Okay, that's why he's holding on to this belief that they're going to win. His bracket is demolished if the Bucks lose this series. That's number one. Number two, he is absolutely positively right, though, when it comes to the minutes. This is ridiculous. And I've got respect for Bud. I picked him as coach of the year last year. He has been a good coach, but this is ludicrous. And to double down on it after last game and say 36 minutes is pushing it, what? This is crazy. LeBron James is 35 years old in his 17th year. He was on Nick's list for playing more than 40 minutes. This is crazy. And it might cost Bud his job. He needs to leave and start.
They're lucky they're still. Khris, they're lucky they're still in it. Khris, they're lucky. They're lucky they're still in it. This Miami Heat's defense has been methodical. It's also on offense they've been sloppy. Come on, like they was outcoached. If the Heat is actually playing their game, the Bucks don't even have a chance.
Look, I'll give you that they are tough matchup and just one of those matchup nightmares for Milwaukee. However, go down swinging. That's like Deontay Wilder going down without ever throwing his right hand. I mean, come on, play your guys 40-plus minutes.
Wilds, my issue is if you're doing something totally unprecedented and failing, you deserve massive criticism. Brandon is correct that the Heat present real problems for Milwaukee. But Game 2 came down to the final shot. And Giannis could have played another game after because he was so fresh. Good for you. That helped a lot. Game 3, you are in total control. And then Miami goes on a 14-4 run. And as Dragic hits a 3 to cut it to a 3-point game with 9 minutes left, at that moment, Giannis would have maxed out at 38 minutes. And Bud takes him out of the game in the fourth quarter of the biggest game of Giannis's entire career. Like,
I totally agree.
To me, these are... Go ahead, Wilds.
No, I totally agree with you. But I'm talking about the next game. If you want to play him more minutes and not less or not at all, like if Broussard is saying the series is over, well, if it's over, no historical precedent coming back 0-3, then why do you play him at all? Game's tomorrow at 6:30. Why would you risk any tiny bit that he either re-injures his ankle or overcompensates and hurts something else? We've seen it in the playoffs before very recently. I don't even care if he says he's ready to go. I'm like, you know what? Take a break. We'll go over to Jimmy Butler's Big Face Coffee.
Take a break till next year.
No one's on the barista machine.
Take a break till you play for the Heat. That'll be good. Pat Riley will thank you.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.